In this video, we're going to be going over the huge market crash happening right now in NBA 2K23 My Team. As you guys know, yesterday we did get these new out of position packs, and honestly, what I will say about this content drop is I think it's one of the more underrated content drops we've gotten this entire year, because if you think about it, I personally think Bill Russell is the best small forward in the game, alongside like Danny Ferry and Purvis Ellison, all very close at that 3 spot. But we also got Jimmy Butler, who a lot of people are saying is the new best point guard. I personally think he's number 1 or number 2, a very good defensive card with a really good jump shot. So if we're talking about the Dark Matters, these are potentially 2 of the best cards at their position. Maybe not the biggest names, but since they're out of position, they are going to be very, very elite. And then we look at the Opals. Draymond Green, very good for his price tag. We got obviously the Scotty Barnes, another really good point guard. I think a top 3, top 5 point guard in the game. And also the Sengun, who I personally think is either the best or the second best point guard. So I mean, if you look at the set all around, we also got Luke Walton, really good budget card. We got Taco Fall, probably the new best power forward, him or Kareem. And then he's also one of the new best cards in the game. Like, I think he's probably a top 10 card. Like, I think he's the best card in the set as a pink diamond. So this was overall, I think, a very underrated content drop. Like, this was a really good drop, had some good budget cards in there. Like, even, Al Horford, Herbert Jones, really good. Matisse Thybulle's a very solid defensive point guard that's budget. So a lot of good cards in this set. And overall, the market has dropped a ton for point guards, especially the point guard market is super low right now. Like, if you look at the Ben Simmons, if you look at the Magic Johnsons, those point guards of the world, they are down a lot in price. So if you guys have some of these point guards, you've probably lost a lot of MT on them. They're still really good. Like, I think Ben and Magic are still very good at that point guard spot, and they're just not going to go for as much as most people would expect them to. But other than the point guards, I mean, the market is down a little bit. Like, if you look at D-Rob, I've seen him go for a little bit less than what he normally goes for. So the market is down a tiny bit, but mainly the point guard market is down a ton. And also, like, small forwards are down as well. Like, I think I've seen LeBron go for a little bit cheaper as well. Jonathan Isaac is down a little bit in price. So if you guys have some of these cards you guys want to pick up, whether it's a LeBron, a Jonathan Isaac, you want to get maybe a Ben Simmons, or you want to get one of the new point guards, I think that's also a really good pickup as well. Looking at these cards, prices are real quick. I do think Jimmy Butler is going to go down a little bit in price, but he is 600,000 plus MT, which is crazy, even though he is like maybe the best point guard in the game. Bill Russell, also pretty expensive. Like, these cards are really not cheap. Like, they go for a lot of MT. Bill Russell consistently going for over 500k. You look at even Taco Fall, a pink diamond in the set, he might be going down a little bit in price, but I think he's around like 300, 350. He was yesterday around 400,000 MT. I thought he was actually going to go up in price, but now he looks like he's going down a tiny bit. So not sure what's going to happen with Taco. There is a lot on the auction house, so I think he'll probably stay around the same price, around 300,000. Maybe he goes up a tiny bit to 350k or 400,000 MT. If we look at Sengun, he's also really expensive, around 200,000 MT. I think Scotty Barnes is a buy now. Yeah, so he's a buy now, even though I think he's a really good point guard. Like, some people are saying he is the best point guard in the game. So if you guys have Scotty Barnes, he is a very fun and a very good defensive point guard to run. So Scotty Barnes, really good card. I mean, Draymond's pretty cheap once again, like I said, for a budget card. So all around, if you guys want to buy some older cards, I think right now is a very decent time to do so. Obviously, T-Mac will never really go down in price. This card's going to hold insane value pretty much for the rest of the year until we get to the Invincibles and like the endgame cards, whatever they do at the endgame this year. That's when T-Mac will probably start going down in price. But until then, I mean, this card is still the best card in the game, in my opinion, either him or Yao Ming. And I don't see really those two guys, dropping in price that much. Maybe Yao Ming went down a tiny bit, just because some people are saying that he's better than, like, Taco's better than Yao, even though I disagree with that. Yao Ming is definitely better than Taco, at least in my opinion. But maybe Yao Ming's down a tiny bit in price, but just overall, I think the market is a little bit lower. Like, Anthony Davis, I've seen end for a little bit cheaper. Kobe's down a little bit in price. Gary Payton, he also dropped a lot for a point guard. He was like consistently like 30 plus, no, he was like 40. He was like 40 to 50,000 MT consistently, and now I've seen him end for like 20, even like a little bit lower than 20,000 MT. So this card is really cheap. Just all of these point guards, like, you look at Denny, right? Even though he's not like a super expensive card, Denny is down in price. He was like consistently 25, 30,000. Now he's down to like 15, 18,000 MT. Like, pretty much any point guard in the game right now is down in price. Like, I'm trying to think of cards that are point guard that haven't gone down. Like, if you look at James Harden, right? Also from the Cosmic set, he's down in price. Like, he's now easily a buy now. He's about like 90, maybe even 85,000 MT, and he's still a very good point guard and a very fun point guard to use as well. So if you guys want to pick up a James Harden because you wanted to use him for a long time, I mean, right now would probably be one of the best times to do so. Talking about some of the all-star cards, Jokic I think is also kind of down in price. I mean, he's around like 90 to 100,000 MT. I've seen this card go as low as 95k. Looks like he's actually not a buy now right now, but you should be able to get Jokic for 100,000 MT. And then like I said, for LeBron, I do think he's down a little bit in price with all the new small forwards coming out yesterday, with the Danny Ferry, the Purvis Ellison, those two amazing small forwards for free, and then obviously the Bill Russell. So a lot of small forwards came out yesterday, which is dropping the price of LeBron and even Giannis as well, because you know Bill Russell can play the power forward spot even though he's better at small forward, and same thing with Danny Ferry. Like, they can play power forward but just are so much better at small forward. So yeah guys, overall just want to let you guys know I think the market is definitely down a decent amount, especially when we're talking about point guards. So if you guys want to pick up a Ben Simmons, a Magic Johnson, I think they might honestly rise back up in price a little bit, just because people will realize that the new point guards aren't that much better than a Magic and Ben. Like, I don't think Ben or Magic, I think maybe one of those guys is a top 5 point guard still, but and they have definitely dropped a lot on the top 10 point guard list. You guys can go check out my top 10 point guards video if you guys want to, me re-ranking the top 10 point guards, because we obviously got tons and tons of good point guards yesterday for out of position. But if you guys want to buy, I think right now is a great time to do so. And if you guys want to sell, I think honestly Sunday night or Saturday night, Sunday, Monday will probably be the best time to do so. But let me know what you guys think about the market, and let me know what cards you guys are trying to buy right now and what cards you guys are trying to sell. But hopefully you guys did enjoy, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.